afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Cj Nerf channel. You know, I've been wanting to make today's video for a long time. I decided to make this video to try to help other parents and grandparents who actually go into these toy stores, go into a Nerf aisle, and just are totally overwhelmed and don't have a clue of what to pick up. So I made this video based on my son. He's 3.5 years old, and there's about 25 blasters he can shoot without my help. So up today on the Cj Nerf channel, best Nerf guns for kids under the age of 5. Okay, everybody, make sure you watch this video to the end because I'm going to be giving you all sorts of information throughout this video that'll be useful to you when you go shopping for these type of toys. As we move through this list, you're going to notice that I provide you with the average retail cost of every single blaster on this list. This way you have a base starting point when you go to a store. We are going to start this list with some of the weaker shooting blasters out there, so if you're a little worried as a parent, hey, these beginning blasters will be perfect for you. And as we progress through this list, you're going to notice the blasters are going to increase in size and they're going to also increase in power. But yet, they're still going to remain simple enough for a child that young to actually operate. Just remember, supervise and have them wear safety goggles at all times. In our list with the Hot Shot. This little Mega Blaster is actually one of the weaker shooting Nerf blasters in the Mega line. You can store one up on the top, and you can actually load one at the same time. The priming mechanism is right here. It's this little T-handle, which they can just hook with their fingers and pull, and then they can shoot, and you can hear the whistle of the darts. Okay, next up is one of Nerf's weakest blasters they've ever produced, the Zombie Strike Clear Shot. This blaster has a slim profile, is extremely light, has 3 dart storage underneath, one that you actually load in the barrel. To prime, you're actually going to pull back on this handle right here and let go. You'll aim and fire. The good part about this blaster is it actually comes with this tactical scope. Next up is one of Nerf's littlest blasters, the Nerf Jolt. Comes in a wide array of colors. In order to load it, you're going to simply insert a dart here in the front, pull down on the T-handle underneath, aim, fire. It doesn't shoot very hard. It's, you know, small, perfect for little hands. This blaster's been reshelled in many different versions, and here's one of the versions I like the best and I would suggest. Nerf has recently come out with the Micro Shots line. Yes, these are reshelled Jolts that I just showed you, but they look a lot cooler, and they're $2 more on the average size of the price. But you know what? They're worth it. They actually shoot harder, and they prime the same. Get the Micro Shots before you would get the Jolt. That'd be my opinion, but both will work for smaller hands. The next blaster up is the Fire Strike. It comes in 2 different versions. You can have the blue version or the orange version. The beautiful thing about this pistol is for the price, you get a lot of features. You get 2 dart storage, 1 dart capacity. It also has a targeting light, so if you insert a battery here in the hilt and you pull on this trigger right here, it'll actually have a red dot that will come out. Simply insert the dart in the front, pull back on the priming mechanism by inserting your finger here, aim, fire. It also has a tactical rail up on here, so if you want to add any type of optic. Next we have from the Rebel line, the Pink Crush. It basically performs exactly like the Fire Strike. It's the same price, it just has less bells and whistles. You simply insert the dart in the front, you prime it exactly like the Fire Strike, aim, and fire. Both of these blasters actually shoot pretty decent, and right next to Nerf Elite ranges. And the Pink Crush was surprisingly actually Our next good. 3 blasters are surprisingly all pretty much load and prime the same exact way. We'll begin with the Triad. The Triad has a 3-shot capacity which you load in through the front. Simply pull down on the T-handle, aim, and fire. It's a very solid pistol for a very low cost. Very nice. I like the Triad. Next we'll go with the Big Shock. This fires the Mega Ammo just like the Hot Shock I showed you in the beginning. You can store 1 up here, load 1, pull down on the T-handle, aim, and fire. This blaster actually shoots kind of hard, so just keep that in mind when you're going to get this. And it is compatible with the Busby Mega Darts. And then we have the Grip Blaster from the Modulus line. It has a 2-shot capacity, same priming mechanism as before, but it also has this track rail up on top so it can actually attach 2 tactical rails on other blasters as a grip. Hence the name, Grip Blaster. Okay, we're gonna look at some blasters that have a little cool gimmick to them, and they perform quite well for kids that age. First up is the Proton from the Vortex line. They actually fire discs, not darts and not balls. Simply gonna pull back on the priming mechanism here, which is actually really easy to do. Insert the disc like such, close it, aim, fire. Very easy, very cool. I like this. They're just a little bit harder to find. Keep that in mind. Second will be the bow strike. That's right, you pull the priming handle back, single dart, but the wings come out and a little targeting reticule pops up. Once you pull the trigger, it all folds down for safe storage. One dart, you simply load in the front. Very, very cool pistol. Every kid that usually comes over here to play with my son usually goes for this pistol, I gotta tell you. And then we have the glow shot. And what's not to like? It actually glows in the dark simply by putting pressure on the back piece here. It is a single dart, you load in the front, pull the trigger to shoot, but once you pull the trigger, your hand automatically squeezes, causing the blaster to light up. Always cool. Same type of prime as all the other ones, and one of my son's typical favorites.
Daddy, this how that win.
Oh, is that the blade saw?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's the Zombie Strike crosscut.
Whoa.
Can you shoot it now? Good job.
Daddy, how come you do all these?
Alright, next we have two pistols that were released here in 2018 recently. One is the Mega Tri-Brake, which actually has a little gimmicky feature as well. This button right here, when you push it, the front folds down, which actually this is where you load the 3 Mega Darts. Simply close it, pull down on the T-handle priming mechanism, and shoot. Very, very cool pistol for young kids. It teaches hand-eye coordination as well as a bunch of other things. And it's actually just kind of fun to shoot. And the second we have is the Quadrant. As you can imagine by the name, it has storage for 4 different darts. The only thing I would caution with this pistol is watch when I pull back on the T-bar. If you only pull back halfway, the barrel rotates, but it doesn't actually prime, okay? You actually have to pull it until you hear 2 clicks. So that can be a little bit tough for kids under 5, but my son can actually do it, but sometimes he'll struggle a little bit. Another cool Nerf pistol that they released was the Split Strike. That's right, it's 2 blasters in one, and it has 2 priming mechanisms. So if you pull down on both at the same time, and you pull, there's actually 2 triggers in here. So if you pull both at the same time, you'll fire the top 2 darts, and then if you pull it back and fire them again, you'll fire the bottom 2. Or you can just release one and fire one side and then the other. So you have multiple options. But the best part about this blaster, simply hit this toggle switch down and separate the blasters, and you have 2 independent blasters. Really, really cool. My son's gonna demonstrate the dual strike.
Yeah. Oh, I just dumped it. How do you shoot this thing?
Pull that orange thing back. There you go.
And then what do you do?
Pull the trigger.
Oh my God!
Next is one of the littler blasters that are just new for 2018, the Wrath Bolt. This thing is a lot of power in a tiny package. Here are the arrows that it actually fires. Do yourself a favor, your son or daughter should not shoot these at other people. It's just strictly for target shooting and having fun with. But you simply use 2 fingers, pull down the string until it locks in place, take your bolt, slide it in. This is actually going to be cool because it's going to teach them a lot of hand-eye coordination. You're going to lock it in, aim, fire, and you're done. But the Wrath Bolt, trust me, this thing can shoot up to 80 feet arced. So a lot of power in a little package. Hey, you shoot me.
He's a good shot.
He was like, ow.
Where do you put it?
Okay, front hand hold here. That one pulls, aim. Good job, buddy. Lightning Mega Bow, the bow that everybody hates. 100, good shot. All of these next blasters that we're going to show you is what I like to call triggerless blasters, because the trigger actually serves no function. The priming mechanism is what actually shoots the blaster. It has a very small grip, it's very compact and small, and the prime is actually sort of easy on it. You simply just pull it forward, pull it back, and that is what shoots the actual dart, as you can see. So it does take a little bit of strength, so if your son or daughter doesn't have a lot of power yet, you might want to avoid this one, but my son can actually shoot this, and it's pretty cool, and it has a 40 round capacity. Not bad. All the way up, all the way back. Do you remember how to turn it on?
Yeah.
Right over here. Hit this little button right there. Up. Okay. Now, all you gotta do is hold it in this hand.
Yeah.
Hold this.
Yeah.
And then pull that trigger and aim it at the target. Shots at me. Wait, hey, ow, ow! No! It's like the other one, remember?
Oh.
Okay, this one you fire at the hole right here.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't let go of the trigger, okay? One of the other blasters that's a little bit harder to find now, but is really cool for young kids, is the Elite Stockade from Nerf. It comes with this incredible great stock that a lot of people actually look for and buy on eBay used. But the operation of it is quite simple. You actually turn the selector switch to on, revs the flywheels, and then you just simply pull the trigger. You load the darts in here from the side, and you can manually rotate the barrel to finish it off. And when you're done, simply turn it off. There's no rev trigger, so it's actually quite simple to operate for younger kids. And then we have the Busby Cyclonic. Yes, this blaster is actually really, really cool. You actually load a magazine, insert the magazine, and then the trigger is actually what revs up the flywheels. And as you see, and the barrel actually lights up. So simply, it's a fully automatic blaster. So all you gotta do is pull the trigger all the way, and the darts fire. The next blaster is the Busby Brute, which my son will demonstrate, and it works pretty much identically to this. All you have to do is aim and pull the trigger.
Okay. Okay. Where do you hold it?
That's it. Aim that way. Really hope you guys found this buying guide helpful. Stay tuned. There'll be more just like this in the future. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day. See you next time.